Hi everyone, so glad that you can join me for today's pick a card reading. The reading is your person's secret thoughts. What secret thoughts do they have for you today? I do have 3 piles that you can choose from. You're looking at cards from the Owl Tarot. All right, so pile 1. All right, this is going to be your card here, the Emperor. Pile 2, we have the card Justice. And pile 3, we have the Hanged Man. Alright, so my Charioteers, do what you need to do to pick your pile. If you're drawn to more than one, that just means that there may be messages in the other piles for you to hear. And if nothing's resonating with you, that's perfectly fine. You can just kindly back out of the reading and go check out some of the other tarot readers that we have on YouTube. There are many, so I'm sure you will connect with one. All right, so why don't we get started? Pick your pile, and I will see you there. Hello, pile 1. Okay, you chose the Emperor card here, and today's reading is what are their secret thoughts of you today. So let's get in and see what your person is thinking about when it comes to you and this situation. If we look at the Emperor, this is Aries energy coming through. I feel like this is someone who wants to control the situation. All right, so whatever's going on with you and your person, I feel like it's very important that, they've got a handle on the connection. I don't feel like this is someone that gives up power easily. They feel like, that need that they have to be in control, so they can come across as very stoic, a leader, giving you an understanding that they feel like they have a handle on everything. So let's see what this person's secret thoughts are of you at this time. So we have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Wands. And we have the Seven of Swords. We have the Three of Cups. The Six of Pentacles. We have the Death card. Let me get one from, this is one of Lumiere Tarot's deck. This is Myth and Fire. And I'm upset because one of the last readings that I did, I spilled water on them, and I don't like the way some of the cards dry. But I love the deck itself. Okay. Yeah, so this one here. Speaking the truth. All right. So I think that's enough to get started. So what I'm feeling, from this connection and what your person's secret thoughts are, I mean, what they really want is, I feel like they want you to know that they wish that they could be able to give you what it is that you're looking for. And that's really what their secret thought is. That's what they're thinking about today anyway, this Queen of Pentacles. From looking at the cards that are here, I do feel very strongly that this is a third party situation in some way. When I'm looking at these cards, I'm looking at your person's energies and feelings towards this connection. I'm looking at your energies and feelings towards this connection. The combined energies are in the middle. I'm looking at what's blocking this connection, what your person is thinking about, what it is that they want. And then I have a final outcome card here that I use for additional guidance. And what I'm seeing here is speaking the truth. So I just feel that when it comes to this situation, one or both of you are not being honest. You're not being forthcoming. Especially with the energies that are coming through for you, pile one, you're coming through as the Seven of Swords. And that Seven of Swords, is that energy of deception. Oftentimes it's that feeling of wanting to run away from something, either taking something that doesn't fully belong to you. The Seven of Swords coupled with the combined energy that the two of you have of the Ace of Swords is showing me that, there's an opportunity for clarity here. There is an opportunity for both of you to speak your truth. All right. And that's what's really needed in order to move this connection forward. I do feel that it's possible that you have already moved on, pile one. You're coming through here as the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like you have, something on your plate that you need to take care of, whether that's a family, whether that's children, whether you have a career at stake, a heavy career that you can't get away from. There's something here that you're really taking care of that you have to oversee. All right. And what your person is feeling right now, what they want, those secret thoughts are that they wish that they can give you what you deserve. I feel that they're not able to give you what they deserve. And the fact that you chose this Emperor here is very well, feeling like the Emperor may have their own things that they need to take care of as well. So because of that, both of your energies are not capable of giving to one another at this time, right? There's not enough room, there's not enough bandwidth, if that makes sense, because you're dedicated or committed to other things in your life right now. And especially with the block, I asked the question here, what is blocking this connection? And it's the Three of Cups. Right. So what I'm seeing is that, the Three of Cups, again, that could be representing some sort of a third party situation. And then also there's a feeling also that's coming through of maybe a fear in wanting to cross that line when we're talking about friendship and taking this situation to the next level. So for some of you, there's this fear of your person wants to, be able to have you as that partner when I'm looking at this Queen of Pentacles, but there's a fear here of they're unsure the way that you feel, and again, it could be, at a stage where the two of you are just friends and both of you are having this fear of making the next steps in order to take this relationship forwards, so the speaking of the speaking truth here is really coming forwards. Both of you need to have that heart to heart, conversation with one another so that you both understand exactly how it is that you're feeling. And this final outcome card here is the Death card. And the Death card is all about transformation. It is Scorpio energy. But I also feel in this situation, it's here because something really needs to change. All right. Something really needs to change. Something in this material world right now needs to become different. Like you need to be able to clear space in order for this situation, for this connection to be able to move properly. Um, Let me just clarify your person's thoughts here a little bit more. The Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. And you see how interesting your person right now is very concerned with the material world. You're over here. I do feel like you're in your head with the swords. Let me have a couple more cards to confirm your energies as well. See the Four of Swords and the Eight of Cups. I do feel that you've gone quiet also. So you're quiet here, pile one, with this Four of Swords. It's that energy of taking that time out. It's time for rest. You could be silent. You may not be engaging with this person. You just may have found yourself here because you're wondering what their thoughts are. I do feel with this situation, either you walked away from this person or you're saddened because of the need for the both of you to walk away. Your person's very much concerned about this material world. Look at all these pentacles coming through. All right, so we do have the Six, the Seven, and the Eight of Pentacles. And what this is showing me is that, your person's very frustrated where they are. And it's like they're trying to master, they're trying to, the Eight of Pentacles can be all about mastery. It can be about perfection, and that can be something that they're working on within themselves, when it comes to career, when it comes to finances, their job, what they are able to maintain, in this material world. And there's this feeling here, maybe they haven't perfected that yet for you. Like they feel, there could be this feeling like they are not either, they don't feel like they're at a level where they would be equal partners with you here when we're talking about this pentacle energy. Let's go ahead. I want to get some messages from your person. And then we'll close out with an advice card. So what messages does your person have for you right now, pile one? It's hard for me to open up. So clearly why the speaking truth came forward, I don't feel like there's enough communication here, conversation, enough heart to heart, deep heart to heart talks to discuss how you two truly feel about one another. Can you feel me when I think about you? I wish I could be a better me for you. And that's exactly what I was saying here, with this pentacle energy. I feel like your person struggles. They don't feel like they're adequate enough, or there's something here in this material energy, this material world energy, this here and now, this present moment where they feel that they're good enough for you. That could be a little bit of an insecurity that they're dealing with. And yet I feel like they do put on that stoic show with this emperor energy, coming through very cool, calm, collected. We will be together soon. I just want to love you the way that you deserve to be. So I do feel like, they look up to you as this Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is considered a partner, is considered a mother, very nurturing. All right. Considered that partner that, someone wants to spend their time with, making a good team. I'm planning my move. So on the bottom of the deck, when the time is right, I will be with you. So, it's almost like their secret thoughts, timing right now is poor for the two of you, and your person realizes it, but they still think about you in the future. They still haven't given up on the idea of the two of you. All right, so we're going to close out here. An advice card. Let's see what comes through. And we have a change in the wind. This is card number 12. That is the hangman. So, you know, you may feel like nothing's going on, and yet with that hangman energy, like I feel like there's some sort of change here that's occurring with your person. All right. You could see the frustration because they're not where they want to be. And I feel like at the same time, they're trying really hard, and you may not be aware of that. But for them, they are trying to make necessary changes in their life. All right, pile one. So I am going to leave the reading here. I hope it resonated with you, and I will see you again at the next reading. Bye. Hello, pile two. Okay, you were drawn to the Justice card, and this is from the Owl Tarot. Justice is all about fairness. It's about being just, of course. It's about balance. You know, we always see the scales. Find it interesting with this owl when we're talking about justice and the way this owl's head is cocked. You know, shows me that I feel like this owl, you know, there's confusion here that lies within your person. Pile two. But we're looking at your person's secret thoughts of today. So let's see what comes through and what we have. All right. For pile two. Here are your person's secret thoughts for today. There's your timeless message whenever you find this reading. So we have the Five of Swords. You have the King of Swords. You have the Knight of Pentacles. You have the Emperor. And you have the Six of Cups. You have the Eight of Cups. And I want to get one from Death here. Now I started to shuffle, and that one just flew out. It's patient and strong. I'm going to get one more. The Seed of Hope. All right, I think that's enough to get started at least, and then I'll pick some messages and a guidance card to close out the reading. So let's take a look here. I'm looking at your person's energies towards you. I'm sorry. I'm looking at your energies towards your person, and then your person's energies towards you, combined energies in between. This is what's blocking the connection. And this is what your person's secret thoughts are, what they're thinking about, what it is that they want. And then I have a final outcome card here that I use for additional guidance. And I have to be honest, feeling the energy from this reading right now really shows the confusion that I just mentioned. Like I'm feeling confusing energy, like a mix of both worlds and not knowing what your person wants piled to. There seems to be, you know, a strong feeling that they're very confused. And when we look at your person's energy right now in this moment, when I think about the situation, there's a lot of conflict that's going on here. We have the Five of Swords, right? And the Five of Swords is that energy of winning at all costs. But then when it boils down to it, what does that really mean? You really look in this picture, you see three people because it's kind of showing that sign that uh, multiple people are involved, multiple parties are involved. You see the water all in the background showing that it's a very chaotic, emotional time for your person. I feel like there's just people that surround your person that makes their life very complicated with this Five of Swords here. And even though in the card here for what is it that they want, when they think about you in this connection, you have the Six of Cups here. There's something, I feel like their secret thoughts are also, they use these sweet memories, because we're talking about Six of Cups. We're talking about nostalgia. We're talking about memories, right? This is that feeling of soul energy, possibly knowing this person from beyond this lifetime, from different lifetimes. Sometimes this refers to childhood memories, so it could refer to childhood sweethearts even. Um, what's interesting and what I'm picking up on is they use the memories of you, pile one, to help them get through their day. There's something here in the connection between the two of you that's very nostalgic, that's very innocent, that seems almost pure to them. Um, Pure in the sense that they, you know, they don't feel, how can I say this? They don't feel tainted by this connection. Like there's just something very beautiful about the connection that the two of you hold. And because of that, it eases them from the pain that I'm sort of picking up on in what they need to deal with on a daily basis. When I look at your energies over here, you're coming in as that Knight of Pentacles. And slow and steady always wins the race. That's what I say when it comes to this Knight. Knights are all about progression, right? Progression in moving forward. And yet for you, even though it is a progression in moving forward, I feel for you yourself, it's still very slow. It's almost like baby steps. All right, baby steps for you. And that can be baby steps moving towards this connection, moving in the direction that you feel is best, but it's baby steps. And then the combined energy of the two of you is coming through as this King of Swords. Now that's Aquarius energy, and I feel with the King of Swords, there's this could be a moment in time where the two of you are very, you could be cold to one another, or you could be very, like no funny business, very cut and dry with that sword standing straight up. I don't feel like this is a very warm and fuzzy time for you and your person right now, especially seeing that the block, what's blocking this connection is the Emperor, right? That's this is Aries energy, and this is whoever, feeling too that this, I put this over the combined energies. There's a mix here of both of you trying to control the situation in your own way. All right. And because of that, I don't feel that you're very much getting anywhere. And I feel with this overall outcome of the Eight of Cups, one of you have totally walked away from this situation. Okay? And yet your person still carries these sweet memories. Um, Let me get a couple more cards. We have here patient and strong, and I feel like that's something that your person needs to do daily in their life. All right, they have to remain patient and strong, and yet there's a seed of hope here. There's that seed of hope. Something's been planted from this energy over here. You see this Six of Cups that's sort of telling you that they still hope, even though they feel like there's something complicated that's out of you know there's authority here where they feel like they need to handle certain people in their life, like, and like there's that feeling that I was saying, like they don't feel like they've won in any way. Like they're still surrounded sort of by this chaos, and when you're surrounded by that chaos in your life, you know the impact that that has on your energy, your soul, right? Let me just clarify your person's energy here. Wow, look at that. So the Four of Wands. So this can be a twin flame relationship with the Six of Cups, right? It's not easy. It's not an easy journey. It's very slow. It's very difficult. Okay, it's painful. Wow, the Tower. Yeah, like this really was a hard, you could be a trigger for each other. If there's a twin flame connection here, there could be a lot of mirroring that goes on. And this connection, as sweet as it was also a tower moment for the both of you that kind of sort of blew up in your faces, and because of that, it could be triggering to some trauma that has occurred in your lives, which makes it difficult. Why maybe this person can't handle this connection right now, why they make the choices that they do. I also want to get just a little bit more here, and I just looked at my timer, and it was 11:11. I just want to look at the Knight of Pentacles. I want to just clarify your energy a little bit more. The Ace of Cups. I mean, you're hopeful too. You want that opportunity in the world. You feel like you belong together. You feel like there's going to come a time, whether it's this lifetime or another one, where this world, this journey, you two have connected here. You can't see my hands, and then you circle, right? Just like you circle around, and you'll meet again when the time is right. But with this Ace of Cups, that's a new opportunity. That's a new opportunity. That you're very hopeful about. But I just have to remind you, those aces, it's all about opportunities. It doesn't mean that it's a promise or that it will happen. It's all based on the energy and when the timing is right. So let's get some messages from your person at this time. The hidden truth, divine masculine, divine feminine position, which I feel for this case. I don't know what you want. So I do feel that confusion that I felt from the very start with this card here. I want to make amends. So again, like feeling like there's some energy of almost like you both feel annoyed with each other is what's coming through here. I don't want to let you go. Ooh, so very up and down. Do you inspire me? I hide my feelings. Very true with the King of Swords, that Aquarius energy. They're not always very good with dealing with emotions. They do have them, but they usually compartmentalize them or bury them. I am in a committed relationship. Okay, so there might be another situation going on here that just, and with that five, right, that five of swords showing the parties, the like three parties, and there's always three people usually in the standard um tarot card for the five of swords, it just shows the complicatedness of this connection that the both of you have and why it moves so slowly and why there's so much confusion all the time. On the bottom of the deck, I see life differently now. So that tower card, that wake up call of as that upheaval that occurred when the two of you connected. And again, it could have been just, powerful enough to really, light that fire, but at the same time also trigger to me a bunch of things that each of you have been going through that maybe you just have not really faced and have not really dealt with as needed. So let me close out with an advice card here for you, following your person. Regeneration, and that's card number 46. Right. Reduces to 10. Regenerate. So, talking about regeneration, talking about like a regrowth, and that could be from what I was talking about, like this upheaval that occurred between the two of you is enough to stir things within you to cause a regrowth for both of you moving forward. So I'm going to leave the reading there, pile 2. I hope it resonated with you. Let me know in the comments section if it did. And I'll see you again at the next reading. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. I have this upside down. Today's reading is your person's secret thoughts of you today, and you chose the Hangman. This is from the Owl Tarot. All right, so this is going to be your reading, so we'll get in and we'll take a look and see what your person's thoughts are of you today. Just from looking at this, if I turn the card upside down, the way the owl's head is turned to the side, um, makes me think of a feeling and energy of curiosity. So I feel like your person right now, Cloud 3, is very, very curious about you. There's something also here with their intuition. I'm looking at the colors of this owl, and the way they're all in blue, it almost reminds me of the High Priestess, and having that intuition. So I feel like even though your person with in the energy of the Hanged Man, which is all about surrender, I feel like your person has surrendered in the fact that they're not doing anything. I don't feel like there's anything, this could be a no contact situation. I just feel like this relationship, this connection, wherever you're at, is at a standstill. Nothing's moving. Your person's not taking action in regards to you. They're kind of just there, sort of hiding. They're kind of lurking in the background. I feel like, oh my goodness. This card was in from the previous reading, and it's angel number 105. Your intuition is divinely guided, so you trust all that you are being shown at this time. And I just mentioned the intuition that I felt like I was picking up on. I was not planning to use this deck today, so that just popped out on its own. So maybe 105 is a sign for you. I just feel like it's also pointing out about the strong intuition that I'm feeling from your person at this time. So let's get into this reading and see what's going on. So we have justice, You have the Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. You have the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. And I'm going to get one from Myth and Fire here. Ooh, this one just spoke through. Wow, the worst is over. I'm gonna get one more here. Time to go within. So, strong feelings coming through here. I feel the secret thoughts of your person, what I'm picking up on today, pile 3, is that your person, they, in their mind, trapped in their head, they are really upset in the way that they have treated you. Right? There's something here about they feel awful for the way that they have treated you in the past. I do feel there's something here with balance because we're looking at both Justice and the Six of Pentacles in this reading. And you always see those scale cards in both. But the energies that your person has right now towards you is this feeling coupled here with the Eight of Swords is that they didn't treat you right. They at least they feel like that. They feel awful about the way that they behaved or treated you, and there's almost this feeling like they feel terrible about it. I do feel with this card over here, the Eight of Swords, there's this feeling to them that they're trapped, that they're stuck at the moment, and I'm not surprised with the Hangman that we started out with, but they feel like they can't go anywhere, or they can't do anything, or that their hands are tied in this situation. And that's really not true. All right, because when we talk about the Eight of Swords, this is all about the mind. So this is all in their head. It's very emotional for them, though. If you can see that body of water that they're standing on, um, they have the ability to break free from what's, they feel that they're held to, and be able to do whatever it is that, in their head, that there's this feeling that they want to come forward and say something, but that their hands are tied. That's the overall issue that I'm getting. And when you look at the combined energy of the both of you, it's rather a roller coaster, right? With the Two of Pentacles. This is all about juggling. So I feel like this is just showing me that the two of you are both very busy juggling your own lives. And yet, you see this infinity sign. You see the water in the background, which is showing you the emotion that has occurred between the two of you, and the way it's infinity and how it keeps flowing. And yet what's blocking this connection is the Knight of Cups. And this is, that's this romantic knight, right? And he's the, wow, that just like flew out of my hands. But he's the knight that, wants to come forward to bear these emotions. And yet, when you look at this horse, the horse is holding his hoof up. He's afraid to cross this body of emotions. I feel like both of you at this time are not coming forward, not discussing how you truly feel for each other. And you're holding back. You're holding back. I see here your energies, pile three, are the Ace of Swords, which is this opportunity that there's an opportunity for clarity here. Um, for the truth to come out. I'm also drawn to this card here where it's saying the worst is over. So as bad as your person feels for something that happened. So I do feel like something, there was some sort of situation that occurred that wasn't good that happened between the two of you, and the worst of that is over now. And I pulled the second card that says, time to go within. So, uh, with the hangman, where I feel like your person has been silent, they feel trapped here. They could be doing a lot of reflection. They can be going within. With the Ace of Swords here coming from your energy, there just could be recognition in general, the clarity, the truth of the situation, of this connection. Let me get a little bit more here on your person's energies and thoughts. Your secret thoughts of you today. Look at this, the Ace of Cups. And the Knight of Swords. Wow. Ooh, and the Nine of Cups. So there's this realization coming from you. And look at this on the bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands. So I will put this over to the side. I do feel that, your person recognizes who you are, all right? And it's almost like they've had to have this epiphany over time in order to realize that they would love a new opportunity with you, that they would love, there's a struggle here of them that again, that juggling of, I feel like they think about coming forward all the time to confess their feelings, to tell you how they truly feel. And this is how I feel. It's the Nine of Cups, right? It's this emotional contentment, and they completely realize that. All right. So there's this epiphany, there's this realization that they have for you, heavily feeling their intuition, like they're being guided. Um, and yet I feel this strong presence where I keep hearing and feeling that there's nothing, their hands are tied. There's nothing they can do at this moment in time. I just want to get a little bit more on you, pile three, and your energies with this Ace of Swords here. The Four of Cups, there's sadness. It's almost like there's, that sense of apathy where you're in a spot, pile three, where you feel like you're not caring too much. Page of Wands. Let's see here. And there's the High Priestess again, showing me that intuition. All right. So, I feel like, there's something here with the Ace of Swords where there's this opportunity probably for you to recognize the truth, to there's definitely you still want to take action with this person, Page of Wands, that's always about wanting to take on something new and something creative. When we're talking about love here, this page is representing that you're still very much interested. You still very much have the desire for this person, that hasn't left you. But with the High Priestess here for you, there's that high intuition, like there's a strong intuition that the both of you know, and yet you're both silent. There's a lot of silence here when it comes to this connection. So let's get some messages from your person. See what messages they have for you today. And then we'll get an advice card. I feel like with this outcome card that sits here, it's the Six of Pentacles. It's very much, I said earlier, similar, because the Six of Pentacles is all about giving and receiving. So I feel like there's this overall energy that neither of you are giving to this connection at this moment in time. This connection lacks that. Oh my goodness. Wow, I love you. I just got shivers. I wish I could take back my words. Yeah, so you see, there's some sort of regret here. Something was said that your person regret. I know I was a distraction from your pain. That's interesting. Let me see what else. My life is not as together as it seems. The timing just wasn't right for us. I want you. Yeah, that desire is still there. So very to the point. I mean, you can't get much. I mean, there's a strong desire that remains with your person. They love you. The emotion is here. There's a belief that look, we will be together again. So I feel like there's this belief that, the timing's not right now, but when it's meant to be, it will be. I feel like your person does carry that with them at this moment. I know I was a distraction from your pain. So there's almost, there could be a little bit of insecurity with this person. Let me just grab one quick tarot card there before I get the advice card. Oh my God. So we have the lovers. So very, twin flame. Talk about a twin flame connection. We have that lovers and the Four of Wands coming through. I really feel that, you know, pain definitely occurred between both of you in regards to this connection. And the Page of Pentacles is there, on the bottom of the deck here, we have the Judgment card, which is showing me that awakening, hearing that call, realizing that this is something more than just what exists in this material world. When we're talking about the Page of Pentacles, that's a sign for me, like, there's a feeling here that you want to extend that olive branch, there's a strong feeling. It could be very much mirroring with the Four of Wands here, this 1111, that the both of you are mirroring, mirroring energies, right? Mirroring the way you behave. Um, but I feel that you're both feeling pretty much the same. It's just that there's no action being taken at this time. So let's get an advice card. Yeah, exchanging gift. All right, number 27 reduces to 9. Now that is the Hermit. This is the year of the Hermit. All right, we're talking about going in, talking about reflection, soul searching. Your person can be soul searching right now. I do feel like this epiphany that I feel is recognizing, the gift that both of you were to one another. We're talking about exchanging gifts here. As if this is a present that comes from the box. We have a ballerina here. We have a kitten. All right. So there's just this realization, I feel, that you're both on the same level in the spiritual realm. All right. When it comes to that, comes through very clearly. And especially with this card that just pops out of nowhere, your intuition is divinely guided. So trust all that you are being shown at this time. So, there's just this feeling like both of you both know who you are and what you mean to each other. And yet, right now, in the here and now, in this present life, there's just silence, that you two are not communicating, and there's just no action being taken between the both of you. All right, so I'm going to read the reading here. If it resonated, let me know in the comment section, and I will see you again at the next reading.